welcome to Historical Hijinks.
Today, we are going to be exploring the various hijinks of the post-classical time period.
That's 600 CE to 1450 CE.
Sure is, Billy. Our first stop today is the Byzantine Empire in 630 CE.
Now to Freddy for the hijinks.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the Byzantine Dark Ages. It's 630 CE, and Justinian has long since bit the dust. The empire is going through a myriad of misfortunes. Eastern territories, such as Egypt, have been lost to the Arabs, and many of the western territories Justinian had conquered have left Byzantine control once more. On the plus side, cultural diffusion is as popular as ever. Back to you, Billy.
Whoa, that was smackin'!
Sure was, Billy.
What's next on the list, Johnny?
Well, Billy, now we're heading to Southeast Asia from 625 CE to 900 CE.
That's a long time for just our hijinks.
Well, we aren't just going for hijinks, Billy. We've also managed to score an interview with Empress Wu.
That's nifty, Johnny.
Sure is. Now on we go to Cornelius.
Thanks, Johnny. I'm here in the Tang Dynasty, and I must say they're experiencing a serious golden age. They're conquering territories and collecting tributes, and they even have a female empress. In fact, she's right here with me. How are you, Empress?
I'm good, Cornelius. Thanks for asking.
How did you get your title as Empress?
Well, Cornelius, I was originally Emperor Tang Zhao's concubine until his death in 649.
What did he do when he died?
Well, I remarried his heir, Gao Zong, who became the next emperor, giving me the title of Empress.
Well, that's a crazy family tree.
You don't know the half of it.
Yikes. So how did you become the sole ruler of China?
Well, my husband died, but he left an heir. I wanted to become empress, so I killed him.
Wow.
To gain the same position of authority.
Well, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. So when you rule China, how do you make your mark as an empress?
Well, I became a great administrator by reducing the power of landlords, making fair and reliable taxation, and making the civil service exam stricter.
Wow, you did a lot. During the end of your rule, there are some pretty wacky rumors going around. Will you please tell us about those?
Yeah, there were. Some crazy Confucian writers didn't like the idea that a woman was in control, so they accused me of some insane tortures and murders.
That's crazy. Well, thank you for your time, Memphis.
You're welcome, Cornelius.
Unfortunately, little do they know that due to poverty, taxes, and nomadic invasions, they're going to have to deal with a few protests that eventually result in a civil war that the Tang Dynasty won't survive. Back to you, Billy.
Thanks, Cornelius. Man, these hijinks are really heating up, Johnny.
Sure are, Billy.
Where are we heading next, Johnny?
We're heading over to Western Europe during the 8th century.
Wow, what kind of hijinks are we going to find there?
That's what we're going to find out, Billy.
Welcome to Western Europe. I'm here in the 8th century, where Charles Martel, aka the Hammer, has just taken control. He made a real mark when he beat the Muslim armies in the Battle of Tours. It was a super big turning point for Christianity. As the battle stopped Muslim advancement into Europe. After Charles Martel died, everybody's favorite Charlemagne took control. He was a real cool cat, as he helped out the Pope and was crowned the Holy Roman Emperor. Back to you, Billy.
Man, these hijinks are knocking my socks off.
Sure, Billy. Got any idea where we're heading to next?
Oh, I know this one. We're headed to Southeast Asia.
Again?
Yes, Johnny. Again.
Cool beans, Billy.
Yeah. Now to Cornelius with some more sweet hijinks.
Thanks, Billy. Man, a lot has changed here since the last time we were here. I mean, now they even have a canal that links the Yellow and the Yangtze rivers. Who would have thought? But despite this craziness, there's still a lot that remains the same. Like art literature that spread through the influence of Buddhism. Anyway, I'm here in the city of Hangzhou, which is a major trade city nowadays. In other news, the Song Dynasty emerged in 960 CE after the Tang lost favor with the gods. And although they control less territory than the Tang, domestic and foreign trade is flourishing. They also got some sweet new rights and came with a new weapon that will revolutionize warfare called gunpowder. So that's what's up with Southeast Asia. Back to you, Billy.
Wowee, Johnny. Ain't that wild?
Sure is, Billy.
Seems about time for a commercial break.
Sure does, Billy.
We'll be right back after this.
Are you tired of not being able to remember all those gods?
Yes.
Are you sick of having to search for your myths instead of having them written down in one compact book?
Yes.
Are you exhausted of not being certain about having an afterlife awaiting you?
Yes!
Then Catholicism is for you. We have one God. One. We've got the Bible. We've got icons. We've got heaven. We've got Christmas. And most important of all, we've got Jesus.
Jesus! Oh boy! What else have you got?
Oh, well, little boy, we've got the Pope. Pope? Who's that? He is the Bishop of Rome, the head of the Catholic Church. The boss.
Oh boy! I'm becoming Catholic right now!
Sins include pride, envy, material envy, spiritual envy, lust, anger, gluttony, greed, and sloth. Participation in any of these sins will result in a one-way ticket to hell. The Catholic Church is not responsible for your eternal suffering if you commit any of these sins.
And we're back!
Sure are, Billy.
What's next on the list, Johnny?
Well, next on the list is Sub-Saharan Africa.
Sure is, Johnny.
Hey, that's my catchphrase.
Sorry, Johnny. Just wanted to change it up a bit.
It's okay, Billy. Now, on to Freddy.
Thanks, Johnny. I'm here in sub-Saharan Africa in 1000 CE, and I must say, Islam's really making its move down here. Rulers are converting left and right. But the majority of civilians aren't even batting an eye at the elite suit trend. This is happening specifically in the more recent kingdoms of Ghana, where conversion was important to increasing trade relationships with the Islamic people. But this isn't a trend that will die out quickly. Rulers will continue to convert even into the rule of the Mali Empire, but that's a topic for later. Back to you, Billy.
Man, those are some pretty cool hijinks.
Sure were, Billy.
Where are we going next, Johnny?
Well, next we gotta go to a commercial break.
Again?
Yes, Billy. Again.
Well, folks, you heard Johnny. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, you!
Me?
Yeah, you! Have you heard of orthodoxy?
No, I haven't. What the heck is that?
Well, kiddo, you're in for a wild ride. Orthodoxy is like Catholicism, but not. We've got iconoclasm. Icons? More like no!
Oh boy!
Wanna be a priest? Well, guess what? You can get married too.
Oh boy!
Step up your game and become an archbishop and directly influence the government. And to top it all off, we've got Easter! Easter.
Boy, howdy!
Whoa, wait. Excuse me, but we got Easter too.
Well, we've got Christmas too.
Oh, really?
Oh boy!
And we're back.
Sure are, Billy.
Well, I don't know about you, Johnny, but I'm in the mood for some more historical hijinks.
Well, Billy, you're in the right place. Next, we're gonna hop back to the Byzantine Empire during the 11th century.
That Byzantine Empire is pretty nifty. Now, to you, Cornelius.
I'm here in Constantinople in the 11th century, and I must say a lot has changed since we were here last. The empire really got their feet under them. They even got a crazy new religion. They call it Orthodox Christianity, and it's been a real hit in the eastern part of the empire. So much that the empire divided itself in two. But that didn't stop nearby empires, like Russia, from taking up the hot new religion. Although the empire took a turn for the worse when they lost the Battle of Manzikert to Turks. This battle marked the beginning of the end for the great empire. But no matter what happens, there is one thing that never changes in the Byzantine Empire, and that is the presence of Christianity. Back to you, Billy.
Man, that was a roller coaster from beginning to end.
Sure was, Billy.
What's our next stop, Johnny?
Well, Billy, next we're gonna slide over to Western Europe for round 2.
Wow, I can't wait to see what kind of hijinks we find there.
Me neither, Billy. Now on to you, Freddy.
Thanks, Johnny. I'm here in Western Europe in the 11th and 12th century, where, despite the fact that there are still kings and queens running the show, a lot has changed. Like the Norman conquest of 1066 has made its debut, and Pope Urban II has started the Crusades off with a kick. Then not too long after that, Henry II will come to power. All these things caused the emergence of national wars like the 100 Years' War, which led to a new kind of thinking, nationalism. For a closer look into these national wars, I have with me the Joan of Arc. I'm here today with the renowned Joan of Arc. So Joan, tell us a bit about your childhood.
Well, I always knew I was different, so when God and his angels instructed me to go save my country, I knew what I had to do.
And what was that, Joan?
I had to go save New Orleans from siege.
So how'd you do that?
Well, first, I had to get permission from my king, Charles VII. The angels told me that I was to assist him in ridding the land of the British.
And how'd you go about doing that, Joan?
With the blessings of my king, I led and inspired the men of the French armies in the Battle of New Orleans. With the success of this battle, I was sent to win others and win the war for the French. Unfortunately, before I was able to achieve any more great victories for my king and my God, I was captured by the British. I was kept by the British for roughly a year before I was convicted as a witch and burned at the stake.
So you're dead.
Yes, I have joined my Lord in the heavens above. It was only after my death that I was canonized as a saint.
Well, congratulations. But since that wasn't in the time period we are exploring, I am afraid we can't go into any more detail on that. Thank you for your time, Joan.
You're welcome, Freddie. May the Lord be with you.
And with you, Joan. Back to you, Billy.
Man, these hijinks are pretty sweet.
Sure are, Billy.
What's our next stop on our adventure of historical hijinks, Johnny?
Well, Billy, that would be our last stop. Sub-Saharan Africa.
This is our last stop, Johnny?
Yes, Billy, this is our last stop.
Man, that's a big stinker.
Sure is, Billy. Now on to you, Cornelius.
Thanks, Johnny. I'm here in Mali, in Timbuktu, in the 13th century, where not too long after the emergence of the House of Kingdoms, Sundiata takes control of Mali. Like the other regions we have visited, a lot has changed in sub-Saharan Africa, namely the increase of slave trade, which is caused by the rise of slavery and polygamy. However, some things remain the same, such as the strong influence Islam has over the region. But that's not all. A pretty cool cat named Mansa Musa lived during the time period right after the reign of Sundiata. But he can tell you all about it himself, because he is right here with me. Hi, Mansa Musa. We're here to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
So, I've heard that you are the first Muslim king to take a pilgrimage to Mecca. How was that?
Yes, I am Muslim. I brought gold to give to the poor. In fact, I gave so much to Egypt, causing inflation. Have I mentioned that I'm rich?
Not yet, you haven't.
Well, I'm rich.
What happens after you came back from Mecca?
I brought Arabian scholars, bureaucrats, and architects. I also brought Islamic education to Timbuktu. I built mosques, libraries, and universities as well. Also, I'm rich.
Well, there you have it, folks. Unfortunately, in the not-so-distant future, Mansa Musa will die. Back to you, Billy.
Man, that Mansa Musa was a crazy guy.
Sure was, Billy.
Well, Johnny, we visited all our regions. Does that mean we're done?
Not quite, Billy. We've still got one more set of hijinks left to explore.
Man, that sounds exciting.
Sure does, Billy. Now on to you, Cornelius.
Although Genghis Khan's leadership is known by the lands he has conquered, he's also known by improving the Mongolian policies. He's right here with us, and he would like to say a few words to his people.
Be of one mind and one faith, that you may conquer your enemies and lead long and happy lives.
It's very nice. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
If lies can show the truth, they can be the truth. They can cause the truth. So I may build an empire on lies, but they are the truth.
Thank you, Genghis Khan. Now, as you can see in this map, the expansion of Mongolian conquest began to rise after the unification of the tribes by not only then Genghis Khan in 1206. Lands conquered, for example, in China in 1220, and including Persia a year later. And although in 1227 his rule came to an end for his death, fear not, because he left behind a few colonists that have his blood, including Ogedei, Kublai Khan, Ilkhanate, and more. With these undertakers and Genghis, conquerors moved to more places outside of East Asia, such as Southwest Asia, Abbasid Dynasty, and even Russia. Well, that's all my time here on historical hijacks. Back to you, Billy.
Man, those Mongols are pretty cool.
Sure are, Billy.
I think we better recap on everything we learned today.
That's a good idea, Billy.
Thanks, Johnny.
Sub-Saharan Africa and Western Europe are pretty similar in that they both have monarchies and taxes for military support.
Yeah, but they're also different because of their religions and languages.
Sure are, Billy.
But Byzantine and Western Europe are similar because they're both Christian and have church hierarchies.
All very true, Billy. But you have to remember that Western Europe had the Pope and Byzantine had Caesar papism.
Right you are, Johnny.
Well, that's all we have today, folks.
Make sure to tune in next time to learn all about history with Historical Hijinks!